Now tonight, some Metro Atlanta pastors say they're seeing something they've never seen before. It's fear keeping people out of church. From Lithonia to Atlanta's West End, attendance is down, and pastors say undocumented churchgoers are skipping services, afraid immigration agents could be waiting outside. It's part of a growing national decline that faith leaders link to the new enforcement rules under the Trump administration. Our Madeline Montgomery is showing us how a local congregation is working to keep that faith alive. Madeline.
Jobina, I spoke with a man who ended up being too afraid to go on camera, saying he hasn't been into church for at least a month because he's afraid that ICE could show up there. And he says his pastor actually asked congregants to not meet in person for at least the foreseeable future. And many church leaders are getting creative with ways to make sure they can still share their faith while keeping their congregants safe. A building meant to be a sanctuary for all, locked up to keep parishioners from being detained by immigration and customs enforcement officers.
It feels like we have to give up our freedom. You don't want to risk anything, you just have to stay at home.
It's a concern seen in cities across the country, from Baltimore.
Since I stand in the front, I pretty much know where everyone sits, and I see people that are no longer coming. There comes a point where the church has to adapt, not give up.
To right here in Metro Atlanta. This pastor in Lithonia has moved some services from the chapel to his living room.
We need some people from my church. They're coming to my home just to worship God. And so many of our people are scared. That's why I invite them right here to my place to sing, to praise God, to worship together with freedom.
ICE Director Todd Lyons told CBS News that despite restrictions being lifted on immigration raids on churches, they wouldn't be a target.
I did rescind that policy. But it's just like any other law enforcement agency. You could take the NYPD, they're not going to go ahead and target a church or synagogue. We're not going to do the same thing.
But after ICE agents picked up a man at a Tucker church at the beginning of the year, church leaders are remaining cautious. We actually have seen a number of guidelines for different denominations and religious organizations, letting churches know their rights and giving them some tips, from locking the doors to reminding them they have the right to remain silent. Jobina?